All right, so it's Dr. Dan Ritchie here, and I'm with one of my favorite coaching clients, Lisa Wright of Your Personal Best Training Studio in Corpus Christi, Texas. And Lisa, I just want you to share in just a couple minutes kind of your experience going through our mastermind and business coaching program. I know when you started, you'd been a studio owner for 15 plus years. In fact, I think you had more experience than I did at owning and running a studio. And so, what was it like when you jumped into coaching, and maybe just give us sort of how did it change, not just your business revenue, but I do want to hear that, right? Did your business grow? Was that helpful? But also at some point, did you sort of feel like, oh, I can enjoy my business again, or have a sort of a breath of fresh air?
Yeah. No, this is a great question. So yeah, we met you guys at an IDEA conference and we got on your list. That's what I love to say. I got on your list. And then
Yep.
a year later, we made a small team decision. There were three of us. We were running at about 60 clients for a long time. It was putting a kid through college. I was happy with that, but I was on a mission to help more people. And I was attracting older people because of my age. I'm a boomer. And so at IDEA, Dr. Cody had all these courses on boomers. And so that next year, we came to your first ever functional aging summit. We just completed 10 years. And I mean, we have FOMO if we don't go to the summits. So that's just the truth. And so, yeah, for me, I think the short story would be my husband said that when I wrote y'all that check to join the mastermind, that I hired a boss. That's exactly what he said. I hired a boss. And there was some relief in that because I, I really didn't know where to go from where I was, which I was attracting older people. There weren't really CEs and CEUs offered by the fitness industry. And I was taking physical therapy courses to work with knee replacements, hip replacements, shoulders, Parkinson's. I mean, y'all know the list if you're watching this, it's long. And so, what a relief. It was just like, I even felt like, the universe, everything just fell in place and met me where I was and with what I needed. And in 3 years of your mastermind coaching and being part of the Functional Aging Institute, we tripled our business and we still run consistently at around 150 warm bodies in our studio at all times.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
We took a dip during COVID, but we've already recovered.
Sure, sure. So tripled your business. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Tell us maybe about the first 6 months, because I know a lot of people listening to this are like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to coach with
The
Dan
first
for
six
three
months.
years. And even tripling your business sounds daunting, right? But 60 clients. So tell us what it looked like in say 6 to 9 months. And because I know part of it was I don't know if Lisa was really enjoying her business anymore. And I sort of remember you saying, I'm not sure if I even like my 60 clients anymore. Like, hopefully your clients aren't watching, right? But so I know that was part of it, because I know for some
Yes.
people it's not just about the money, right? It's
Uh-huh.
about like I also want some freedom, and I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and have the passion again, and those sorts of things.
Yeah, I was pretty much signing like 3-year leases, and I was just running my business to the end of the lease and making a new decision. And that's exactly where I was. I was at the end of a lease and another chapter in raising my children. And yeah, I was free to walk away. And but that it's never really been the universe's option for me. And so renewed energy, I think. And I mentioned this lightly, but I also discovered that I needed a little bit of help from the 12-step program. So I was also new in that when I found you guys. I'd been affected by the family disease of alcoholism. And I remember sitting in one of those first 6-month masterminds, and it was just yada, yada. Everybody's telling their stories. And I just remember going, my story, I had hit rock bottom personally. That's what happened. I had hit rock bottom personally. And so I was already making a personal change. And I felt like I had nowhere to go but up. And that really applied to my business too. I had nowhere to go but up. So when I said that in that meeting, I remember you just sat down and you kind of looked at me and was like, do your clients know this, Lisa? And they didn't. I was painting a picture. I thought I knew what my clients wanted, and I did not. And so when I started just being real, just telling people what my life was like, how difficult it was,
Mhm.
what I wanted for them, and I was the epitome of fitness. So I did have that passion and that mindset to share with others. I learned nutrition in the trenches. I could do that with my eyes closed. So I think that what y'all did for me is you gave me the courage and you challenged me, just like we hold our clients accountable. I had someone holding me accountable. And you call them hot seats, but I don't want to scare anybody off. But hot seats were good for me, and they were good for my upcoming partner. He wasn't my partner at the time, but even in the time, I could begin to see even someone. I always thought I'd have to sell my business or shut it down, but then I began to see that I had a successor
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
And
yeah. We
been
started to
very,
build out a succession plan for you.
yes, and he's 20% owner now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah. Because someday, you may want to do something else or, retire or walk away or, walk off into the sunset or whatever it happens to be. And your clients don't want your business to stop, so sometimes we don't always see, well, what happens when we close the door, and so, having a successor is great. So just quickly, I want to ask you about the book. So I know you've used this book that you published through us.
Mhm.
And I know you even have the second version that Juan's using. How has this been a strong marketing tool for you? What doors has it opened? I know you've talked about speaking at women's events and Rotaries and all these different things, but tell me how something is what seems like, well, why would I publish a book? Tell me how that's impacted your business.
I'd say, just to become a published author just completely rose my credentials and authoritative expert voice in our community immediately. And so we lightly use business cards. I literally use a business card to tuck it into the special offer page of my book. And so we use our book instead of business cards.
Yeah,
And I have thousands of copies in the area, and people know me. So we're always trying to build, and what we learned from y'all is the know, like, trust. The know, like, trust. I can be in the grocery store and have half a dozen people say, hello, hi, Lisa, call me by name. I don't know who they are. But because of the book, because we market hard. We are no kidding marketers. I did a reel last night with Juan and I in the reel. And people in our community, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I look like his mother. I don't know, but they cannot believe that we do all this marketing together in the name of their health and in the name of their fitness and their longevity. So the book is a game changer. And then my partner, Juan, he did his own version. I kind of co-authored with him and with another man in our area. And what we do is, this is the first touch when we public speak or when someone pops in our door and is trying to find out more information. We give them a book. They're impressed. I can
sure.
keep this. What do I owe you? Nothing. This is a gift. And then once a client has gone through our front end offer and they stay long term, we send a welcome box out right away with several things, but our second copy has a little bit more on the importance of dual tasking, cognitive neuroplasticity. It's got a little bit more of all that in it to really help our clients that are coming in with 1 year commitments to us, 6-month commitments to us.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, that's great, Lisa. Thanks so much. So it's your personal best in Corpus Christi, Texas. I assume people can find you on Facebook if they want to track you
Very
down.
Instagram, Facebook, all.
You were in business over 15 years and you had 60 clients. And now here you are at 150 clients. And
We're actually about to celebrate our 25th anniversary.
wow,
And
that's awesome.
we have, I think in our meeting this week, we're running at 147 warm, we call them warm bodies because some are in trials. Some might be on a scholarship or a hold. I mean, there's different scenarios,
Sure,
but
sure. And what's the square footage of your studio?
2,900.
2,900 square feet?
Yeah. And
Okay.
we operated right at 2,000 until a year ago.
Yeah, you just recently moved to a bigger
Yeah,
space.
so we have room now for more growth.
Yeah,
We knew
okay.
at our other place we would be capped out at 175. So we
Well,
haven't, here we won't be capped out at that.
200 clients, here you come. Here you come.
Yeah, exactly, hopefully.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Dan. All the best to everybody out there.